Yeah, it's kind of funky.
Oh yeah. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. It's your boys back in the house. We got the Bishop.
Motherfucking Bishop, baby.
And we got your boy, Reverend Deacon Brother Pastor.
It's the Reverend Deacon Brother Pastor.
What's going on, Facebook? What's going on, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter? We in here. We've been going for a minute, but we decided to come on back, and we got the echo worked out. Oh my God, y'all don't know how much work it took to get this echo thing fixed.
Woo, woo, woo. Yeah.
How you doing today, Bishop?
Hey man, I can't complain, man. I can't complain at all. Another day in sunny Florida. Yeah.
What's the
Chilling,
volume
man.
on that music sound like on your end, Bishop?
Actually, man, it sounded pretty good over here, man. I think we got a lot of kinks worked out and everything. Sounding good, looking good, feeling good. You know, and I make love good too. That's what James Brown said. Did you see when James Brown did that one? He said, I feel good, I look good, I smell good, and I make love good too. I'm like,
and I make love good too.
There goes James Brown, man.
Back before he was Coach Prime, Deion Sanders said, when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you play good. When you play good, it pays good.
Hey, there you go. It's all good, baby, baby.
Coach Prime dropping knowledge, dropping dimes back before he was Coach Prime.
So what is he up to now? I haven't been following it and everything. What is he is he in the news at all right now?
I don't know. I haven't seen him in the news lately. Hey, I'm sure he's making money somewhere.
Oh yeah, always. That's what he do.
When you used to making money, that's what you do.
Yeah, it's all about the money, man. So
boy, that beat is
what we got? Yeah, it's pretty funky, man. It's pretty funky. I can see them doing something with that, man. Yeah, it's pretty funky. Man. So what we got tonight, man?
Man, we've had a few conversations offline, and a couple topics have come up. Not long ago, I did a podcast on how men are never allowed to forget where they stand in the dating market and essentially their sexual marketplace value. But tonight, I want to talk about a video I watched where a young lady was describing herself and describing her ideal man. And she went off the deep end, in my opinion. So we'll just label that realistic self-assessment. How about we call it that, realistic self-assessment?
All right.
Another conversation.
That's what's up, Glenn.
Another conversation you and I was having offline, and pretty much, men, we got to step up. We got to accept accountability for the choices we make.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when it comes to our dick.
Gotta have dick control.
Dick control. Dick control.
Dick control. Dick control. It was a song a couple years back.
AMG.
Oh, so you remember? Well, actually, I'm not talking about that one, but I remember that one too. It was a house song. It was a house song. Gotta have dick control. Gotta have dick control. Dick control. Dick control. Gotta have dick control. Yeah, Chicago house. Yeah, but I remember AMG too. Yeah.
Yeah, AMG hit him with that song, Dick Control. That was a good one. But men, we have to exercise dick discipline. A lot of the challenges we get ourselves into, it is our own fault. We have nobody else to blame but us.
Yeah.
We start letting the little head think for us, and we start moving that way. And if you're going to be a man on your purpose, about your business, about making your paper, about staying focused on achieving your goals, got to have dick control.
Word.
Another conversation we was jumping off into was talking about the 5 love languages. And you got to know your love languages, and you got to know your partner's love languages. So 3 topics for tonight. 3 topics: realistic self-assessment, dick discipline, and the 5 love languages. Where you want to start, Bishop? You tell us where we're going. Which direction we're going first?
You know what, man? Let's start with those love languages, man. Because I'm interested to know a little bit more about those. And actually, let me pull up on my other computer here so I can make sure I can do some cross referencing and everything. But yeah, let's start right there, man.
The 5 love languages. I just got through reading the book by Dr. Gary Chapman.
Gary Chapman, yeah.
About the 5 love languages. Nice. I'm not gonna say it was a short read, but it was a good read. And the whole topic was presented based on making sure you know your love language, but also how to work with your partner and how over time your love languages may change. So knowing the love languages, and there are 5 of them that we typically talk about. Matter of fact, let me see if I can put that on the screen for the people. Boom. Can you see that, Bishop?
I can.
The 5 love languages.
I can, said the blind man.
Words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, receiving gifts, acts of service. Let's go around the clock. Let's start off at the 1 o'clock position. Quality time.
Quality time with you.
Oh man, you taking me back with the old school jams.
Yeah, I remember that right there. Yeah, uninterrupted and focused conversations, one-on-one time, that's the key. You know what I'm saying? You gotta communicate, man. You definitely gotta communicate.
Definitely.
Yeah, a lot of times I think people that have that love language, I think those are the excuse me, what some people would consider like clingy or maybe needy, clingy, or whatever type of people. They always want to be up under you. Edo G and the Bulldogs had a song back in the days called Bugaboo. They're always up under you, like on you like sheets, like you are the bed and they are the sheets or something. I can't remember how it went, but anyway, quality time, man. That's I think that's an important one, because if you're gonna be with somebody, I think it's important that you spend time with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point of being with them if you ain't gonna spend that quality time? And so I think that's an important love language. I think you got to create like moments that you can spend together. Even if you work, you got to set aside some time, even if it's a little bit of time. You got to set that time aside for that person, and put your damn phone down. If you know a person, if you know a person, their love language is quality time, and you spending time with them, but you can't get off your phone the whole time. You go out to dinner, and you on your phone. You sitting down watching a movie, and you on your phone. That other person gonna take that as you really not focused in 100% with them. So distractions while y'all together, and long stints apart from each other, I think that will probably be things that you want to avoid if you know your partner love language is quality time. You really don't want to have too many distractions. Set some time apart where you can say, you know what, I want to chill with this person, and I'm giving you my undivided attention, and they'll receive that, I think, pretty well. That's what I think.
I can dig that. you hear one of the common complaints about relationships is the failure was in communication.
Mm,
And just because you spend time with somebody, if it's not quality time, where, like you said, the phone not in the way, the kids not running around doing their thing, eh, it's the quality of the time that you spend with them. Are we
yeah,
sitting together watching a movie where we actually paying attention to the movie, we enjoying it back and forth? Are we holding hands while we sitting on the couch? Are we snuggled up under each other? Got the little cuddle going, or the big spoon and the little spoon. You know, am I sitting on the couch with her head laying in my lap while I'm rubbing her head while we watching this movie? Whatever the case may be. But I can dig
yeah,
it. I can dig it. When I
yeah.
hear a lot of the complaints about relationship are we don't spend any time together just because y'all at a dinner table together. And if both of y'all on y'all phones, y'all might as well be sitting there by yourself.
Yeah. What's the point of being in a relationship? I think that quality time, if you're gonna be in a relationship, even if that's not your love language, if you're in a relationship, you have to be with that person. You got to spend time with that person. It doesn't make sense to consider yourself in a relationship, but yet y'all never spend time together. You don't enjoy being around that person. What's the point?
That's like these online relationships now. I get it. Social media is here to stay. We're not putting that genie back in the bottle. But so many people are meeting each other online, and it's great. We got mass communications. You can talk to somebody who lives in another country every day, all day, whether it's through texting. Oh, excuse me. My bad. Whether it's through texting, whether it's through FaceTime, Messenger, Facebook Messenger, Snapchat, whatever the case may be. But unless you putting in the effort to make sure that you have a connection with that person, to make sure you all are sharing things and learning things about each other, them little inside jokes that y'all develop over time. You can't do that while you on a phone. You can't, if y'all supposed to be together, you know, or some of the guys. I know the new 2K just came out. 2K ain't my thing, but I know a whole bunch of fellas who have completely disconnected from the family. So in situations like that, I hope you invest it early so that when that new 2K come out, you got time to go dip off and play your game, get your competition in online with the fellas, or either if you just play by yourself. But I hope you put in the time before the game came out.
Or, what I'm saying, go ahead and, like you said, exactly what you said. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Put it in time before the game came out or before you start playing it, because now what's dope, and like I said, I don't play, those type of games either. Um, but if you got a female that plays them with you, now that's some dope shit. That's some dope
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, because I've had a few females in my life back when I was playing games that would play. I had this one particular female friend of mine who, she played games, and she was a serious gamer. I'm talking about like, she was thorough. I mean, you was gonna take a lot to beat her.
She was bringing the heat.
Yeah, in real life, of course, you probably could take her on the court or whatever, but you put on that 2K or some Madden, and you would not know you was playing a female. Like, you would not know. And so
she running plays left and right on you.
yeah, so we know that's kind of dope when you got a female like that, and she actually enjoys the games with you. So, that's a good way to spend quality time because you're both doing something you like. But if at the same time, one of the things that I used to like when I did play games, you playing a game and she come in, lay her head in your lap, and you know, you know, while you play the game, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
get a little something.
Yeah, which goes into one of our other ones, but let's say that one for last. Let's continue on.
Yeah. Hey, I saw a dope setup
Okay.
A
Talk to me.
couple I know live not far from me. Real cool couple too. I'm not gonna call their names, but a real cool couple. In their living room,
Hmm.
they got two TVs set up side by side, a couple feet apart,
Okay.
and she got her game system set up right there, and he has his game system set up right there. So even
Okay.
though they're both playing on a video game, they're right there next to each other in the same room. And I
Okay.
remember going over their house one day and I was like, damn, why they got two TVs side by side? But then I looked down and I saw the gaming systems. So, like
Okay.
you was just talking about, that was something that they bond over. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I can dig that. That's cool as hell.
Yeah, and it makes sense too now with which is funny because I don't want to get off topic. I'm gonna try my best to stay on topic. I'm not good at it. I'm gonna try. But so I've noticed how these kids are nowadays. They play online or whatever, and most of the time when playing, they're playing people that they may not even know. They have their headphones on and playing people across the world.
Right.
And so one little boy went to visit the other little boy, and his cousin came down to see him for the summer. And one is in one room playing one game system. The cousin that came to visit brought his game system, the whole game system, and put it on the other TV in the other living room. House had two living rooms, so one is in one living room, the other was in the other living room. They both got their headsets. So the cousin came to visit the other cousin. So I'm thinking they playing each other, because nowadays on the games, it's not like it was with it. We had two control. Well, the games came in one controller. If you had money, you could have another controller. You could buy another one, or your friend would bring their game cartridge over and their
Facts.
controller over, and you all sit there and take turns. You might just have one controller in one game, and it'd be 5-6 people on the bed on the floor playing one game in front of one little bitty ass TV. But we did it.
Right.
Anyway, so I'm watching, and they playing two totally different games. One is playing Xbox, the other one's playing PlayStation. And he's talking to his friends that live with him or around him. The other cousin that came to visit is talking to his friends from back home. So I'm like, why the hell did you even come visit if y'all ain't, like, what are you doing? So going back to what you just said, it makes sense, if they have, if they have one game, if they have two game systems and they're playing beside each other, then maybe now they can even compete because, most games now are not two-player games unless you're online.
Yeah.
Which is a hustle, which makes you buy a whole nother game system just so you can play, the person beside you. Whereas when we came up, Atari, ColecoVision, Nintendo 64, whatever.
Odyssey.
Yeah, we had Pong, we had one game system, and most game systems came with one controller. It might come with a free game, and then when somebody get the new game, they bring it over. But yeah, I could understand how that would work. Two TVs side by side. That's dope. Or two TVs side by side. If they have the headphones on, which kind of take away. But if you watch two different movies, but you're still side by side, so you still spend that quality time. But the person, you can still have your own, unique, personal time at the same time. So that's kind of dope. I like that idea.
Yeah, that is kind of dope.
That works.
Go to the movies. Get out the house. I went and saw a musical the other day. Shrek the Musical. That was the joint. Shrek the Musical.
Okay.
On a regular basis, like for date night or something, I'll find like a comedy show coming in town. I don't even have to know the comedian. I'm just gonna get some tickets. Me and the wife gonna go out and get a good meal. We're gonna go out, enjoy the comedy show. You're gonna be able to find some laughs no matter what, somewhere in that show. So, get out the house, do something in the house, whatever the case may be. It don't even have to be expensive. You ain't got to spend no money to have quality time together. Just a good old focused conversation.
I can dig that.
Man, even eating together, man. Do you ever, sit down with the lady and be like, you know what? We're going to sit down and eat a meal together at the house instead of everybody just kind of grabbing something on their own, and doing something?
Yeah, I prefer to do that. I prefer to do that. But nowadays people so busy, they don't. I hate to do this, but they don't have time or whatever. It's like they gotta do this, they gotta do that. I'm like, man, sit your ass down, make time. You know what I'm saying? Like, slow the hell down, because that's the one thing we can't get back. So that one meal that you missed, your loved one could die tomorrow, and you're like, man, I can't remember last time we sat down and ate a meal together. So yeah, I think that and that goes not even with love language. I think that just goes with the family, man. You should at least, I'm saying at minimum, and this is minimum, sit down once a week, minimum. Sit down and put the phones down and eat, at the dinner table or whatever, like we did back in the days. At least we had Sundays, Sunday dinner back in the days. But now, we don't even have Sunday dinner. We're gonna call DoorDash. It's not the same anymore, man.
Yeah, man, that quality time. You got to spend that time together, build a relationship. The kids, yes, having kids changes your life, changes your relationship, because now you got some other priorities, but you still gotta plan out some date nights. You still gotta plan out some time just to exhale. Still gotta plan out some time just to spend one-on-one. So I can dig that, man. I can dig that.
So let's go to another one, man. Pick one.
Let's do the physical touch thing. No, you know what? Let's go around the wheel. Words of affirmation.
I want to say physical touch for last, man.
Okay, we'll say that one for last. So words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation. Talk to me about it. What you think?
Bruh. This is special for me. And here's why words of affirmation are special for me. I hold the position that if I choose to wake up next to you or go to bed and wake up next to you, I've spoken. I've done so silently, but I've spoken very loudly, telling you that this is where I want to be. Or if I choose to spend my time with somebody, if we go out on a date, I've spoken with my actions. If I'm spending money, I've spoken with my resources. First of all, time is a huge resource. A lot of people don't think about it that way, but I'm giving you the most important thing I can never get back. I can always get more money back, but I can't get my time back. So for me, when it comes to this one, I have to make it a point and stay cognizant that I need to make sure I let the person know I'm down with you. I'm enjoying my time with you. I enjoy my life with you, whatever that case may be. And that was not always natural for me. It's a natural phenomenon for me now. It's a natural behavior for me now. But back in the day, that wasn't the case. I used to hear people say, you know what? No, I don't tell my lady I love her, but I told her once before and I ain't changed my mind. And in a male's mind, that may be just fine. Or, some females may be like that. Like, I'm still right here with you. I'm still here feeding you. I ain't killed you in your sleep. So we good. But, I had to work on that one. And that was an area for me to improve on, 30 years ago as a younger man. But, now as a mature man, middle-aged man, that's second nature for me to let you know, hey, I'm thinking about you. I'm enjoying you. I love you. I like spending time with you. And bruh, true story.
Talk to me.
I remember one time in a relationship, and it was early on in a relationship, and I got hit with the I love you. I responded with I like you. And of course, it was, oh my God, I just told you I love you, and you gonna tell me you like me. And I'm like, pump your brakes. I need to explain this to you. Loving you is easy.
That's easy. Liking you is hard.
I have no control over whether I fall in love with somebody. A lot of people go, oh, well, you can't help who you love. Okay, fine. I'll go with that. But I can choose who I spend my time around. But more importantly than loving you, I actually like you. Because we got people in relationships with people they love, but they don't like them.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah. I've been there. Now, I don't know when people say that you can't help or you can't control who you love or whatever. I disagree with that statement when people say that.
Okay.
because me personally, you know what I'm saying, and this here, you know, that people can put this on the record, you know what I'm saying. I don't date Caucasian women. Now
Okay.
I may date any other race, so I'm not gonna say I don't do interracial dating, but I choose. It's a choice. Nothing, I ain't saying nothing wrong with them for someone else that it works for, but I choose
I can
not
dig
to.
it.
So when people say that you can't help who you love, is you can't help who you fall in love with. Um, if well, it doesn't matter as long as they treat you right, as long as they treat you right. I mean, you my dude. You know what I'm saying? And I love you, and I don't even have to say pause. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean that from the bottom of my heart. But
Right.
I would never fall in love with you. You know what I'm saying? So I believe you. I mean, that's like I would never fall in love. In a intimate relationship. With with um with a male. Because I'm not gonna put myself in that situation. You
Right.
know, I'm not gonna put myself in a situation to fall in love with a Caucasian woman. I'm not gonna put myself in that situation. So
Okay. I can dig
me
it.
personally, I believe that you can control who you fall in love with, because if I don't put myself in that situation to even find out if she's gonna treat me nice or she's gonna treat me good, then I will not, end up falling in love. Now, if I put myself in that situation where I'm spending quality time with this individual of said race, then you know emotions are emotions. Like, damn, how the hell I done fall off into this, you know? But if I don't put myself in that situation, then I'll never have to deal with that. So, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong for people that do, but for me,
I can dig it.
that's like, I don't like tomatoes. I ain't saying nothing wrong with people that eat tomatoes. I just don't like tomatoes, and so or bananas. With that being said, I do believe that you can control who you fall in love with.
Okay.
As far as that liking thing, I agree with you wholeheartedly, man. I think it's more important to like a person than to love a person, because I can love you all day, but these toxic relationships people be in, they love these people, but they really can't say they like. You can't like getting your car keyed up, brick thrown into your windows,
Getting
sugar in
stabbed.
it, they're getting stabbed. Like, you can't like that. But people can love these individuals and keep going back. You wonder, how do you keep going back to this? Because I don't know. I just love her. But you never heard them say, "Oh, I like this shit." You'll never hear that.
Bruh.
Yeah,
Facts.
you don't never facts don't care about your feelings.
Facts
So
don't care about your feelings.
yeah, so like that's real, man. So you can love a person all day, and I agree with you. But just because you love them, that does not mean that you gotta like them. So if I rather for someone to like me because you like me, then you can fall in love with me later. But if
Later.
you love me, it's gonna and you ain't really liking me, it's gonna be harder to go the other way. I believe. That's
When
just me.
when I officiate weddings,
Hmm.
I stray away from the traditional vows. I make sure people understand. I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, I got divorced because I wasn't happy," and hearing this story over and over and over again, I got divorced because I wasn't happy. That person didn't make me happy. Always make sure when I officiate a wedding, I make sure I ask the question, do you understand that you are not going to be happy every day?
Mm,
Nowhere in the traditional wedding vows is the word happy.
okay.
So you have to understand, in this marriage, there are going to be days that you're not going to be happy. There are going to be days you don't even like the person, but you got to be willing to put in the work to get through that rough patch to get back onto, the good footing where,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
in a good space. But I always make sure people understand. And people laugh when I ask this at weddings, but I let them know you got to be willing to put the work in to maintain this marriage, even on days you're not happy, even on days you don't like them,
Facts.
you know. So
Facts. And I
I
think
can dig it.
that's the hard part. That's the hard part. People have a very difficult time, I think, at putting in that work to like a person, to love a person is easy. Like it's so easy because that's a feeling. To love a person, it's just a feeling. Like man, you feel it on the inside, make me feel warm on the inside of my soul. God, I really love this person. But it even though if you love them, it's work to like them sometimes. You
Yeah.
know, like it's you can love a person, but yet when you lay down and go to sleep at night, that motherfucker. What I'm saying? So you can't like that, but if you love them, you'll stay right there. But hey,
I
I
can
love you
dig
too,
it.
Boaz. I love you too. So Boaz come over. I'm making all that noise. He come to check on me. All right,
And
now
he
go
making sure
play.
you good.
Yeah, place. Yeah, because he loved me and I love him. So now my dog, Boaz place. Um, he actually taught me how to love unconditionally. And what happened? So this dude, I love him so much. Best dog I've ever had. But he sheds horribly. He sheds horribly. I'm talking like his shedding is. If I didn't love him, I had to let him go. But I'm like, you can't control that. Like a person snoring, they
Yeah.
can't control that. You can do little things that help and make it better, but it's kind of hard to control that. So with him, I was like, you know what, man? I love you. I know you ain't doing this on purpose. You don't do nothing else that I don't like. The only thing you do I don't like is shed. And so I can deal with it. So I'm constantly sweeping, vacuuming. If people come over, I try to keep it as clean as possible. But I'm like, hey, man, if you don't like dog hair, you can leave. Because
You're in the wrong house. He live
yeah,
here, you don't.
yeah. But he actually, so in dealing with that little small situation, it helped me in relationships because I was like, you know what? If I can deal with this dog hair, then I can deal with X, Y, and Z. That the relationships that I'm in, like I can deal with it, and so it actually helped me by just paying attention to him. It helped me in my relationship. Real talk.
I can dig it. I can dig it. Um, those words of affirmation. It's funny, man. I guess I've gotten so natural at it. I even wind up telling the big homie Night Shift, "I love you, boy." I go rub his head or something,
Yeah,
like, "I love you,
yeah,
boy." He just give me
yeah,
that look back.
yeah, yeah. He
You
get
know,
it. He get it. He get it. You know what I'm
words
saying?
of
So
affirmation. And hey, if a woman wants to give you words of affirmation as a man, and you and I are different, so if your woman want to give you words of affirmation, what are the things you would like to hear? I know this is personal, but let the people know what you would like to hear, how you like to
let's
get
see.
those words.
Well, see, you're talking to the bishop. So first thing is, damn, baby, your dick so big. I just like hearing that shit, bro. I already know it, but I like hearing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little skinny motherfucker, so hey, it's true what they say. And so that's really the biggest, what I'm saying? Like, it's so good, baby. It's so good. Like, which will lead into our last topic, our last of the love language. But you know, for real, that made me feel good. It's good. I got a big ego. So that right there. I mean, people may think it's a small thing, but if it's a big thing, then make it. Say it. You know what I'm saying? So that right there is really. It may sound small to some people, but I just love hearing that shit, bro. I
Bro,
love
I'm
hearing.
reading the book on the psychology of human sexuality,
Yeah.
and there was a chapter about the male penis
Okay.
and how men place so much value in whether they are deemed to have an average size penis or that of an above size penis. I
Yeah.
think he said the average penis was 5.2
Wow.
to 5.5 5.5 inches erect.
Oh, wow.
And
Damn.
people who have a penis larger than that, it's a big thing, and unfortunately,
No pun intended.
yeah, it's a big thing. Porn has really, really distorted, the global image. The ready access to porn has distorted the image of what a male penis should be, but everybody ain't got it.
Yeah.
Some people got it, some people don't. It's genetics. In the dating world, some women say they will not date a man with less than 6 inches. Some women say less than 8 inches. But you already shooting in the upper percentile when you go over 5.2 to 5.5 inches. So
yeah. So yeah, man. So I mean, so that right there, like I said, that's a good ego booster. But on a serious note, I'm big on respect. You know what I'm saying? When where's the affirmation? And I'm serious I'm joking about what I just said, but I'm so serious. You know what I'm saying? But I'm so serious. But like, when my woman tell me that she's proud of me, or when she give me my props for the things that I have done, the things I've done for her, like, I couldn't have did this without you. I couldn't did that without you. You are you're a blessing to have in my life. You're a blessing to have, and to have my kids' life. Like when she started hitting me with stuff like that, man, that just get me every time, bro. If I was a female, she had me with. You know what I'm saying? Like when a woman, you start telling me that you really appreciate all the hard work, because as men, we'll give our woman our last. We'll give our woman our last, and we'll do so much. We can be hurting, we can be broke, we can be, mentally fucked up, but they'll never know. We'll give them our last. And then so when they show you that they appreciate you, it's words of affirmation. But for me, I'm gonna say words of appreciation, because with all the stuff we do as men, all the sacrifices we make as men just to make sure that their life is a little bit easier.
Right.
I think that, that means the world to me, man. So, you tell me, I could have never got this promotion, without all the things you did. I could have never got this degree without all the things you did. When you sort of tell me stuff like that, I could have never made it to where I'm at in my career, because, I could have made it, but it wouldn't have been as seamless. It wouldn't have been as painless.
Right.
That do something for me, man. Because if I don't feel appreciated, then I got a problem with stopping. If I don't feel appreciated, then I just stop. And when I turn off, it's hard to turn me back on. If I'm doing all these things and I'm like, man, you don't even appreciate this shit, I'll stop. And you'll notice what I was doing, because now you got to do it.
Right.
And then the conversation comes up like, baby, I should have, I really miss when you used to do this. I really miss, if it's something as simple as, making you a juice or a smoothie or something like that every morning. And, if I notice that, you don't never tell me thank you. So I just stop making them. And then you start missing your juices every morning. I'm telling you, bro, I'm speaking from experience. But yeah, so that's, I think, other than complimenting me on my sex game and everything, I think that's the biggest thing. Show me that you appreciate me and show me that you respect me. Appreciation, show me you're proud of me, show me you respect me, and show me appreciation. That's my affirmation. But to be honest with you, I really don't trip on that too much. But that would be the answer to your question, I think. What about yours? What about you?
For me, you got skills in the kitchen. I don't. I am not a culinary specialist. Yes, I can read a recipe. Yes, I can follow a recipe. but that's not my gift. That is not my natural gift. For me, I make sure my lady is eating. I make sure she's good. Like tonight,
Wait a
she was
minute. You said,
working
wait a
hard.
minute. You said you make sure your lady is eating, or you make sure your lady has ate. Which
I
one?
make sure she
Or
has
both?
eaten.
I'm just asking. It's a bishop, man. I'm just asking you. So you make sure your lady has ate, or do you make sure that she is eating? Because that's what you said. You said you make sure my lady is eating. So
for the
which one?
purposes of this discussion, I'm
Okay,
gonna say I make sure my lady has ate.
okay. I'm
So,
just checking. Just checking. For the people, I'm asking for a friend.
I'm not getting ready to be the one to go in the kitchen and whip you up a nice meal, but I will look at you and go, what you got a taste for? I got this. Let me run out and grab that. While I'm on the way home. Hey, have you eaten? You hungry? You want anything? You got a flavor for anything? I got you. So again, I may not be able to cook it up myself, but I got you. When it comes to me, the words of affirmation that mean the most to me is when she looks at me and goes, I appreciate how you take care of me. That means a lot to me. Now, on the real, one of the things is funny when we out in the store somewhere, she'll look at something and go, no, I don't want to spend that much money on that. And I'm going, get it. Here. Why are we having a discussion about money? Bills are good. There's no reason you can't treat yourself to this. So, she jokingly calls me the wallet, but, I make sure she good. I make sure she got what she need. I make sure she got most of what she want. But when she tells me, I appreciate how you take care of me, that means the most to me. In that comment, I feel loved. I feel appreciated. I feel respected. And one of the things I always do is let her know I have a priority in my life, and I let her know you are the number one person in my life. I got a bunch of people in my world, but you hold the number one slot, and that ain't gonna change.
I can dig that.
Bruh, let's keep this going. Let's talk about acts of service.
All right. Acts of service. So the next three, so we went over 2 out of the 5. The next 3, I'm gonna start this here off with a disclaimer or a question for all 3 of these. Now, no, it's not this. I mean, this is. I think it's a legitimate question.
Okay.
So we talked about quality time, and I think that's a good one to start off with, because if you're gonna be in a relationship, the first thing you need to have is time with that individual, alone time with that individual.
Facts.
That's if not, what you doing? What are you doing? I don't think any of this other stuff should come before you have time with that person. Words of affirmation, show me you appreciate me and everything. You can start doing that from the very beginning. Quality time, acts of service, you can start doing from the very beginning. I'm sorry, words of affirmation. But now acts of service, receiving gifts, and physical touch, those 3, I think those 3, my question is, and you don't have to answer it, but when do you start doing these 3? In a relationship. So if you're in a relationship, when do you start acts of service? Do you start, what? Let me say you got a female, let me give you some money for your transmission. That would be really a gift, or would it be an act of service? I don't know.
It's both, because one, you're making sure it's taken care of.
Okay. Yeah. So, but far as acts of service, and you start doing stuff for the individual, like you putting your time in. Now you actually, and it goes both ways, but you doing stuff for this person. If you're a woman, you don't have to be a woman to do that, because I cook, so that don't even make sense. But
right.
When whoever you are, woman or man, when do you start cooking for this individual? When do you start picking this individual's kids up from daycare, or take them to daycare, or take them to football games or basketball, whatever? When do you start ironing this person's clothes for them so they can go to work and be pressed? Like, when do you start buying gifts for them and giving this person monetary, how do you say that word, gifts, like when you start spending money on this individual, and physical touch? When do you start doing the physical touch? But we talking about at the service, but in those three, at what point in a relationship do you start doing this stuff? Is it from the beginning, day one? Or do you ease into it? When do you start doing acts of service for a person?
My perspective is, if I'm there, I'm 100% in.
Okay.
One of the things you know how people hear something and in the church they go, I rebuke that. One of the things I rebuke is this 50-50 notion. I can't stand when I hear somebody, whether it's a man or a woman, talking about, hey, we can go 50-50. No, I need you to go 100 and I'm going to bring 100. Now, my 100 may be different from your 100, but it's got to be 100. So if we together, I'm making sure. My wife don't like putting gas in the car, so no problem. I got that covered. I don't want my wife taking out trash. That's a thing in my house. I don't want a woman in my house, even when we have folks over for a party or something. Somebody may notice the trash full, and one of the ladies may go to take it out. No. I don't want my woman taking out the trash. When we out, I'm grabbing the door handle to make sure the door is open. Yeah, she can open the door. She's a big girl. She can do all that. She's a strong, independent woman, but I got this. And she lets me do those things because that act of service is part of my love language.
I can dig it.
So I started doing that stuff on day one. I remember early on, 27 years ago, something happened where her phone got disconnected, and it was just an oversight in a payment situation. And we happened to be out of town together, just, in the early dating stages. Boom. I got this. She didn't have to ask me to do it. I just stepped up and did it. Now, on the flip side of that, one of the arguments that I hear often coming from the female side of the perspective, and I'm not a female, so I can't say, but one of the things I can't stand when I hear is, I'm not giving wifely benefits to a man I'm not married to. And I'm sitting here going, then there's no need in us even wasting our time, because you have to interview for the position, and that process is called dating. So from day one, if your car break down, I'm right there. You got a flat tire? I got this. You need gas in your car? I noticed the brakes ain't right on your car. I'm going to run out and get a brake job done on it. So I'm there right away up front.
Okay.
I don't put no time limit in between it. If we dating, I'm in 100% day one.
Okay, day one. I like that. So let's just say, because we're talking about active service here. Right. Let's just say, I'm gonna say you or any man, because I already know the answer to this. Any man, but was to go out with a female on day one. It's day one. Day one. Like first date. You go out with this female and you go to a lounge, bar, restaurant. Hell, you talking about a gas station, and say some dude, one or two or three, decide that they want to assault the female that you with. Now, this is day one. You just met this chick. Y'all had a wonderful date, and some dude jump out the bushes and try to take her purse or something. Now, you don't really know this chick. You don't know if she has some, she has some ops or what, but it's day one. You would be expected as a man to provide the act of service of what? Protection. That's one of the probably most overlooked benefits or assets that a man brings to the table, if you want to say bring to the table, it's kind of cliche to say that now, but
Yeah.
that's one of the number one things that a man brings to the table. Just that man's presence in that female's presence is a deterrent, to any other dude that would normally. So I could take her purse, but if another man sees a man with that woman, it's a deterrent, I believe. Even if that man figure he can take this other man, I can take this guy, but you know what? It's a man there. And so if something was to happen, you would be expected on day one to protect her. You ain't got time to ease into it and say, you know what? I'm gonna let them get a couple licks off of you, and then I'm gonna ease into it. And if you don't do nothing, she's gonna be like, "You supposed to be a man. You supposed to protect me." Like, lady, I don't even know you. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if I like you yet. I mean, like we haven't even made it to the bar. We just putting gas in the car. I don't know if I like you. So why am I gonna put my life on the line? But I'm not saying that you should do that. I'm saying that, as a man, I don't know. It's our duty. That's what we are. So I think as a man, yes, you should protect her. I don't think that you should ease into. I think you should. Hey, this woman is in your presence. This man, this father of this woman, because every woman has a father somewhere, whether they know it or not. They might not know who he is, but they got one.
Right.
But he pretty much put his daughter is in your hands, so you should protect her. I believe that on day one. You don't have time to ease into it or nothing like that. And so you're talking about wife. I'm not doing wifely duties or giving wifely benefits to someone that's not my husband, but yet that protection aspect, I'm like, that's a pretty big thing, man. And so I think that they should look at that and be like, you know what, that's a big thing. So if you with me, like I said, I'm on day one, we can go all in on day one, but that's just me. So I don't know what you think about that.
Bruh, there's a scene in the movie real popular. The movie is Den of Thieves with 50 Cent, Gerard Butler, and some other cats. Ice Cube's son, O'Shea Jackson Jr.
Okay.
And this dude shows up at 50 Cent's house to take his daughter on prom.
Okay.
And so the dude comes in and 50 is like, all right, hey, let me talk to you, alone or separate for a minute. So he takes him out in the garage, and a bunch of 50's homies is out there in the garage, and they all pretty much stay silent except one. And he gives my man a little speech. It's prom night. He says, look, for the past, 16, 17 years, my daughter's protection has been my responsibility and my responsibility alone. For the first time in my life or in her life, I have to hand that protection over to you. And he tells him, don't fuck up. He says, or your mother will hate that she has to wheel your ass around for the rest of your life. So he tells him, my daughter is in your presence. She is your responsibility to protect. And that's the same way I am. Day one, you get my full protection. I could just knock on your door for the first time, or I could be walking up to meet you at a restaurant for our first date, never, met you face to face. And if I see something jumping off, my protective instincts, I got you. Day one. Yeah. So miss me with that. Well, I'm not giving no man wife benefits if I'm not his wife. No, I'm giving you all the benefits of being with me on day one. I expect all the benefits that come from you on day one. Now,
I can respect that.
This gets a little touchy because, some women, and for whatever reason, and standards, values, whatever the case may be, they say, you know what? I'm not going to have sex with a man right away. He got to wait however long. My thing is, we grown. If the vibe is right, let's do this. If it's not right, no problem. But don't put me on no artificial 30, 60, 90. I used to hear some people say 365-day clock. You know, some people say no sex till marriage. I'm giving you all the benefits of being my woman. It's no different than being my wife. So I expect all the benefits on my end.
Yeah,
so those acts of service, that's what I expect back.
I can dig that. You know, I mean, acts of service, you know, when I think about it, like it basically it's a love language. I think that, you know, when you do acts of service, it basically makes that it shows that it makes the other person's life easier. It could be something as simple as, like you said, taking out the trash, pumping the gas, washing the car, folding clothes, like basically. And I don't really like the whole idea of gender roles as far as duties in the house. I don't really particularly like it. But for the most part, they normally kind of true, you know. For the most part, you know, I mean, there are some women that like to cut grass.
Yeah.
But for the most part, when you think of cutting grass, when you think of cutting trees, when you think of changing tires, changing oil, the car maintenance, when you think of house maintenance, you know, most of the time that's gonna be a dude. Not saying women can't do it, because you have some very talented women, you know, that can do a whole lot of amazing things. But on a normal, there's a greater percentage of men that's gonna do those type of duties. Now on the flip side to it, I'm not saying that a woman is supposed to just cook, clean, be barefoot and pregnant. But if I am cutting the grass, washing the cars, taking out the trash, you know, doing all the maintenance around the house, changing the light bulbs and that damn beeping smoke detector. When I see a dude, if it's a dude in the house and the smoke detector is beeping, I'm looking at that dude sideways, because
same
women are they're notorious for you sitting there trying to talk to them and you keep hearing beep. Beep. I'm like, you don't hear that? They're like, hear what? I'm like, how do you not hear that? And
then that's that single woman telltale. If there's a smoke detector going off, you better be a single woman. Because if a dude, I'm straight looking at you sideways.
Yeah, sideways. You know, so yeah, so I think I don't believe that there is technically a gender role household chore type situation thing. But you know, it's there. It is there. But you know, that person could be having a bad day at work or just a bad day in general. Maybe they don't feel good. And so when you start doing those acts of service, it's just lightening that other person's load. And that goes back to what I was talking about with the words of affirmation. When a person, if I'm doing all these things for you, I'm lightening your load, making your load easier, and I need you to tell me that you appreciate me, you know, so that's for those acts of service. So I might need to hear you tell me that you appreciate me if I'm doing all these different acts of service, making your life easier, things that now you don't have to do it. It frees up time now that you can go and read a book. You know, you can have books all over the floor, all over the bed, all over the house, just laid out. You just reading books, and getting all type of game, so you can use it on your man later. You know, but you know, because you didn't have to take out the trash. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have to, you know, go out and cut the grass. You know, you can just stay in the house and read books all day and relax your mind. So that's my take on acts of service, man. What else we got? What's that? Next one. What's it? Gifts. Receiving gifts.
Receiving gifts.
And going back, like I said, you know, day one. You know, do you receive gifts on day one? You know, if you meet a woman or a man, but I'm gonna talk about women because I just want to. But like when you talk about women receiving gifts, a lot of women like to receive flowers. You know, women love flowers. And now the crazy part is, I don't even believe that they like flowers. I believe they like the attention that they get when you deliver the flowers to work. They don't care about the damn flowers. They want their co-workers to say, "Oh, you got flowers. Somebody must love you." Yeah. I think it's more about the attention they receive from that than the flowers, because I have noticed I have delivered flowers to work, and I have had flowers and brought them home. The response is normally different. You get a greater response for delivering flowers at work and let them bring them home after everybody done
Right.
seen them. They leave them there for
Right.
a couple of days, let everybody see them, and then they bring them home. So,
Bruh. Same. First of all,
word.
for me, I appreciate if I receive flowers. But let me rephrase that. No, I don't appreciate it. I appreciate the thought behind it. But in my mind, they were dead when you bought them.
Yeah.
You know, these things eventually the water's gonna sour, you know, the petals gonna start falling all off the flowers, all that other stuff.
Yeah.
That don't do nothing for me. Flowers don't do nothing for me. The thought behind it, you know, or at least the act of it is kind of cool, but don't buy me no flowers. But
so go ahead.
I'm with you on, you know, the ladies like getting the flowers at work so their girlfriends can see it. You know, nowadays we call it stunting for the gram or flexing for the gram. You know, but the OG version of that is, you know, you get flowers delivered to you at work, or you get candy delivered to you at work, or, you know, something like that. You know, I get it. That's a whole part of the thing. It don't do nothing for me, but I play the game as well. So
that's funny. Most of the time, I think with a lot of men, we don't really care about flowers. But a lot of times, I mean, I appreciate it. I appreciate anything somebody do for me. You know, you can buy me a pack of fucking Jolly Ranchers or Nerds or something, you know, and I'm like, yo, I don't even eat this shit, but I appreciate it. Thank you. You know, so you did something for me, so I appreciate it. But when it comes to the receiving gifts, I have noticed a lot of times females, and this is personal experience. I'm not talking about all females. I'm talking about personal experiences.
Right.
Females have had a tendency of using their love, the things that they would want, and trying to use it for me. And like you said, I don't care about flowers. And so what I've noticed is I've had females in my past that like to receive flowers. And so they would try to get me some flowers to make me feel better. I'm like, I don't care about no damn flowers, man. You want to do something for me? Give me some head. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I don't care about no damn flowers, man. You know, but they don't want to do that, but they figure I can get out easy by just buying some flowers. You know, especially if they got the bread. If they got the bread, it's easy to buy you gifts versus giving you what you really may want. You know, I don't even want to spend too much time on receiving gifts. I'm gonna go on straight into the next one. All right. Physical touch, you know, and then you finish. There we go. So physical touch, like the thing is, you know, I'll take my glasses off for this one. So basically, man, it's like with a lot of females I've came across, they'll say, well, you know what, they want to do whatever their love language is. Whatever their love language is, that's what they'll do. You know, they'll do their love language because it's easy for them to buy gifts. Now we were talking about the time limit on buying gifts, or what was the other one that we just did? Was words of affirmation?
We were talking about, like, you know, words of affirmation, giving those, or that acts of service, providing that protection, provision.
So a lot of, I'm gonna say a lot of females, and this is not just personal experiences. This is experiences I've heard from having conversations with other dudes or whatever. A lot of them have had situations where the woman would want to ease into the physical part of the relationship. And like you said, we both grown. And so why do we have to ease into it? If I got to, like we were talking about the security piece, protection piece, if I got to just jump right into that on day one, why should I have to wait and allow you to ease into the physical touch part? That makes no sense to me. We're both grown. If the vibe is right, you know, I'm not trying to wait, you know, 3 months, 4 months, 5, 6 months, you know, a year, however long. Like, you expect me to be buying you gifts, taking you places, giving you my time, That's the biggest one. That's the biggest one. Just
Facts.
I'm talking to you on the phone all night when I could be doing something else. I could be reading a book. I could be playing Madden if that's what I choose to do.
Right.
I could be walking my dog, but I'm on the phone with you. I'm on the phone with you. I'm buying you gifts. I'm taking you places. I'm protecting you. I'm doing all these things on day one. And you telling me that you need time to ease into the physical part, I totally disagree with that. If that's the case, all right, cool. You tell me, hey, I don't have sex with a person until 90 days. Just say it's 90-day rule. I can respect that. So now I'm not gonna spend any money on you for 90 days.
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna make the quality time a priority until 90 days. I'm not going to be buying you flowers and giving you gifts and telling you how beautiful you are for 90 days. Like, I mean, you get nothing. You get
Oh
absolutely nothing.
man. Oh
I'm just
boy.
saying. I mean, and a
This
lot of
one
people
gonna make
probably,
it hot. Go on, make it hot, Bishop.
I'm saying a lot of people probably think that's crazy. But it doesn't make any sense to me. Now, I had a conversation with a gentleman a couple of days ago, and I let him remain nameless. He shall forever remain nameless. But he was saying that the chick that he was with, he had been with this chick about 7 or 8 months, and the sex was great, the quality time was great, everything was great. But he said that she didn't want to give him head the way he wanted to get head. Like she was, kind of, just okay, that's enough. And he was like, "What the hell is this?" But yet, and she said that she needed time to ease into doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I can dig it. I can dig it. But yet, out of 5 love languages, she wanted all 5 of hers right now, and he only wanted one. He didn't care about the words of affirmation. He didn't care about the quality time. He didn't care about the gifts. And he didn't really care about acts of service.
He needed that physical touch.
He needed physical touch, but she needed all 5, and he was giving her all 5. And so he was giving her physical touch, and she even was willing to accept him giving her head to climax. It wasn't, it was more like a baby, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Grab your head, don't stop, don't stop.
Right. The damn
But
thighs wrap around your ears.
Yeah, you can't hear shit. Your nose is getting pushed up into her fucking pelvis bone or her pubic bone. You about to break your nose, your tongue tired, you can't breathe.
You fighting for air to breathe.
You about to tap out and shit. But she was cool with that. But yet she didn't want to allow him to come to completion. Tell me when you're getting ready to come. So you can stop. That makes no sense to me. If you are cool with everything else, that's selfish. That's selfish. That's all I'm saying. It's selfish. Now, if it's not for you, then it's not for you. But you got to understand that if you need time to ease into that, then are any of the love language questions, are any of the love languages more important than the other? Do any of them carry more weight? If this is your love language, this is your love language. And this this is something that makes me wonder, like, if your love language is physical touch, or if your love language is gifts, is one of them more important than the other one? You know what? I don't just be female, be like, I don't be just sucking anybody dick. I'm not gonna do it except for my husband. I can dig it. I think that's fair. I think it's fair.
It is fair.
So the response is, well, I don't be just buying anybody gifts, spending time with them. I don't be just, giving them acts, doing stuff for people. I ain't just coming and helping you move. You want me to help, but just because I got a truck, you expect me to come bring my truck over that you're not going to put gas in, bring my truck over and help you move your couch that some other nigga going to sit on? I don't think so. But I do it for my wife. I'm just saying.
Bruh, first of all, nobody owes nobody nothing. none of the love languages. You don't owe nobody your time. You don't owe anybody any words of affirmation. You don't owe anybody any acts of service. You don't owe gifts to anybody. But if we're going to spend time together, and if I'm all in, like I said, I'm all in on day one.
Day one.
If you're not ready to reciprocate in the love language that's important to me, just tell me up front and I'll move accordingly.
Okay.
But, you know, when I watch dating shows and I hear this, yeah, you know, no sex till marriage. Okay. You are in, as a woman, you have the bodily autonomy to make that a standard. I respect that. That is your absolute right. But I also have the option of deciding how I'm going to pour into you, because you may decide, hey, you know what? I really want a relationship with you, but I'm not ready to have sex with you. Okay. But you're ready for me to give you words of affirmation. You're ready for other forms of physical touch. You know, you want
me to
put my life on the line.
You want me to put my life on the line for you? That's like,
you want my protection. You want my provision.
Come on,
you know, you want me to give you words of affirmation to help solve issues from a previous relationship that I had nothing to do with. But you know, if physical touch is mine, and you know, respectfully, everybody got needs, and what you always say, it ain't gonna suck itself.
Hey, it ain't gonna suck itself, man. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, if you ain't you ain't got to suck it. You ain't got to suck it. But she will. So don't get mad. You know, but I want to be with you. I want to be with you. But until you are ready, just allow. I'm not cheating. I'm not doing. Nope. Hey, I want to be with you. And I'm telling you, I want to be with you. But if you can't give me what I need right now, but you want me to give you what you need right now, I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give you everything you need. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. How you can. But in the meantime, I'm gonna have. I think it's okay to have this over here. And you say, well, if that's what you want, then be with her. That ain't what I want.
No, that is not what I want. That is a quick retort that women hit you with. Oh, if you want to be with her, why don't you just go be with her? No, I've told you through words of affirmation that you are the one I want to be with.
Yeah.
You the one I want to be fucking.
Yeah.
You know, I like spending money on you. I like spending time with you. I like making sure you know that you're loved and you're protected and all these things. Coincidentally, you the one I want to be fucking.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Who you love and who you want to be fucking.
Bruh, I heard the verse. I heard the verse before you even said
it. Yeah, exactly, man. So that's it, man. But if you're not ready to give those things, and a lot of women, they look at it like their body is special. Like their body is a temple. Like their body is sacred. And guess what? You're right. It is all those things, but mine is too.
Exactly.
So, you know, I'm not saying yours ain't, but don't think, because I promise you, every time, I mean, to me, sex is a fair exchange. Because I promise you,
you're not giving me no pussy. We are giving each other.
Facts. Every time you give me some pussy, I'm gonna give you some dick. Fair exchange. So don't think that you did something special. You can't say you gave me a gift, you know, because you gave me some pussy. No, because the same thing you gave me, I gave you the equivalent in return, the equal equivalent in return. But a lot of men have watered down pimping, and they have sort of allowing these women to make them. A lot of these men have watered down pimping and allowed these women to make it to be that they doing something special because they gave you some pussy. Nah, bro, that shit ain't special.
Steve Harvey's book, Think Like a Man, Act Like a Lady, 90-day rule.
Did not read it. Did not know nothing about it. Talk to me. Educate me.
a 90-day rule before a woman has sex. You know, you got to have some standards in order for a man to respect you. You know, so you got to make him wait 90 days. But wait, during that 90 days, I'm supposed to do any and everything for you. And let's keep in mind, this isn't the 60s or the 50s. We live in a hookup culture. That is just the culture we live in. We live in a hookup culture. That's just the way it is. Now, if you are a virgin and you tell me, you know what, I will give you everything, but I really want the person I have sex with to be my husband. I put more weight into that. If you tell me you're a virgin, okay, fine. I will actually deal with that. However,
but you can't have 3 or 4 kids.
Exactly. Don't come to me with 4 kids by 4 baby daddies and then tell me, you know, oh, no sex till marriage. Get the fuck out of here.
No. You trying to give me some raggedy used up pussy.
Yeah, you are literally, you wouldn't be giving me nothing you've never given to anybody else. No. And you know, well, you know, I'm going to give you, it's Valentine's Day. I got to go out and buy Coach purses and Dooney and Burke and red bottoms and all this other stuff. And you giving me some pussy? Pussy is not a gift. Now, if it's some pussy I ain't never had that first time, okay, fine. That's a gift. You know, if you want to play it like that. You know, if you're going to bring your girlfriend home for a threesome, that's a gift.
That's a gift.
But miss me with, you know, treating your pussy like it's special. It's not.
Your pussy ain't no more important than my dick. Man.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. And so, like, but a lot of dudes will allow that narrative to be written, and that's what we fell. That's what we fell in, fellas. And so, stop. A wise man told me once to treat your dick like a pussy. Yep. And so, you know, you need to start treating your dick like a pussy, man. Like the same way these women treat their pussy, treat your dick the same way.
Facts.
Which can go into dick control.
Dick control.
Dick control.
Fellas.
You gotta treat your dick like a pussy. Talk about that dick control.
Fellas, we got to be, I've promoted the book Ejaculate Responsibly on my platform multiple times. Fellas, we got to be responsible for where we stick in our dick. I saw a woman on a dating show, and she was being interviewed, and she spoke like she had all the options in the world. I've said this before on a previous podcast. Men have never been confused about what our realistic sexual marketplace value is, because the world has been cruel to us from day one and has always told us what we qualify for. But the modern dating scene has women confusing who will fuck them, who will spend time with them, who will take them out, who will take her and her kids out, you know, to get some pizza at Chuck E. Cheese and, you know, do all that. They've confused who will do that with who will marry them and make them a wife. Women control access to sex. Women control who gets born in this country. But men control who get married. Men control access to relationships. Women control sex. Men control relationships. And when I hear some women act like they got all the options in the world, and I look at them and go, okay, and here's the best one. When I hear a woman say, I'm not going to settle. Okay, my question to you is this. You damn near 50 years old talking about you not going to settle. You've never been married. So I get it. You may not have wanted to get married before, but where are all the men that you wouldn't have to settle for? Because you want a relationship. You are very vocal about wanting a relationship. So miss me with this, I'm not going to settle. I even heard a woman with 5 kids, literally, and that's a big thing for a man. I know men harp on that a lot, and women get sensitive about that topic. They get upset about it, but as
Facts
a man,
don't care about your feelings.
Facts don't care about your feelings. As
Facts
a man,
don't care about your feelings.
I have to take care and be accountable and lead a house with me, her, and her 5 kids. Not only do I have to deal with her feelings and her love languages and all that, I got to do that with 5 kids. So that's 6 people, her and 5 kids. And then I have to deal with the 5 baby daddies.
And you know, and really, sometimes you may even, I never thought about it until right now. You know, each one of those baby daddies got a daddy or a mama, so now you may have to deal with the grandparents, and it's just a whole lot of extra. It's like an extra stuff that you could possibly end up having to deal with. That, you know, 'cause I'm thinking about it right now, and yeah, you got to deal a lot of times with the grandparents sometimes.
Yeah,
and that can be sometimes worse than the parents.
You got aunties.
Yeah,
you got a whole group of other families that you have to factor into your family relationships. And especially when there's so many kids that a standard automobile won't do. When you have to go out and buy, you know, the 7-seat version of an SUV because it's that many kids. Bruh.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, you got to be careful who you fucking with, man. You got to be accountable for where you put your dick at. Fellas, we got to do better. I say y'all because I don't have that kind of problem no more, but been there, done that. So
been there, done that.
Yeah, speaking from personal experience, you know, I mean, players fuck up too.
There was a time I did not have dick discipline.
Yeah,
I was a young man. I thought with the head of my dick, I let that lead me into a whole bunch of bad situations. And one of my mentors back in the day, he called it the hairy bank. You know how much money I put in the hairy bank in my lifetime? The hairy bank takes deposits, gives no withdrawals.
None. Yeah.
You know, since I learned to be a man on my purpose, since I learned to be a man about my business, since I learned to be a man about priorities, dick discipline was a requirement for me. Dead ass. Here's the story. No joke, this happened. I got the screenshots to prove it.
Talk to me.
This cat wrote in a group that I'm in the other day. He said, me and this chick been together for a long time. We were dating, you know, things were going good, but then we broke up. I started seeing somebody, she started seeing somebody. And then after a while, we rekindled. And he said, she called me after we got back together and told me, hey, you need to go get checked. And he went to the doctor. Turns out he was positive for a STI. And in this group, he was asking, is this forgivable? You know, can I ever forgive her or should I just move on? And essentially, he was blaming her for his lack of accountability. I told him, I said, bruh, again, I got the screenshots to prove it. I said, bruh, you had sex with her without protection. That's on you. You took that risk. In this situation, pun intended, you got burned. Take your L, get your shot in the ass of antibiotics, take your pills, take your Z-Pack, and decide if you're going to spend the rest of your life with this woman or try to have a relationship with her or not. But y'all two separated. And then you came back and went and had sex with her. And now you want to act like she's the bad guy because you got burned. Bruh, that's the risk you take.
And how long they was apart?
He never said how long they were apart because I specifically asked that question. Till this day, he has not answered that question. But, you know, he did come back when I told him that take your L, take your Z-Pack, and decide whether you're going to get back with her. He said, well, you know, we were together for 4 years. I didn't think she was going to go out and fuck somebody else. And I'm like, dude, you were with somebody else. You knew she was with somebody else. So if you didn't wrap it up until you made sure y'all had clear STI tests, you know, and if you're talking about AIDS, you need to be careful for 6 months of testing.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just go and get one and assume, okay, we good. You talking about 6 months of testing. So it's like, dude, that's on you. You failed to exercise dick discipline and you paying the consequence. So don't be mad at her. I told him, I said, on the real, 2 things you should be happy about. 1, it was curable because he said it was curable. And the second thing was she called and told you. I said she didn't call you and act like, oh, you know, you gave me something. She fessed up.
Okay.
So don't be mad at her, bruh. That's on you. You failed to exercise dick discipline.
I mean, they got these things, man. They started making them a couple years back. They call condoms and shit, you know. But motherfuckers be trying to get that ODB on and be like, "Ooh, baby, I like it raw." Man, I don't understand that raw sex shit, man. Like for real, like I understand it feel good. I get it, but I ain't trying to have no babies or trying to catch nothing that I don't, you know, I can't get rid of, none of that shit. And so, yeah, but you gotta have some dick control, some dick discipline, just some discipline in general. And sometimes, bruh, you know, you gotta say no.
Oh, it don't feel as good with a condom on,
bruh. So check it out. So I had a individual not too long ago. Sex was great and head was great. And then the individual said, "You know what's next?" I said, "What's next?" He said, "I want to feel it." Like, I thought you just felt it. I said, "No." She said, "No, I want to feel it raw." Man, my dick got soft.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't even know you like that now. I'm like, you want to feel it raw? Like you mean like you just want to sit on it? And she's like, "Yeah, I just want to feel it. I just want to feel it. It's so big." Where's the affirmation? And I'm like, man, I can't do it. I just can't do it. I'm like, I would love to, you know, but that ain't smart. Now, 20 years ago, she would have got me. She would have got me 20 years ago. She would have got me. But now, I'm like, man, I got too much to lose, and it ain't worth it. But she, you know, initially talking all sexy, you know, giving the sexy voice all up in my ear. Please, it'll feel so much better. You know you want it. I said, "No, I don't." Like, yeah. And so I had that situation, and then I had another situation of, you know, a while back. It was a while back. But this individual, I had been wanting to have sex with this individual, man, for years. I'm talking about back when I was at Langley. And this was back when in the days when my son got on stage with Jay-Z type, that far back when I was wanting it. Individual find me many years later, since I've been here in Florida. So that's how long ago, that's the gap of how long it was. Right. But anyway, and decided that she said, "You know what, I want to feel it." And same thing, she wanted to feel it raw. And I'm like, what in the hell is wrong with you? I'm like, I ain't seen you since my son got on stage with Jay-Z, and he was this little. Now my grandkids are this little.
Exactly.
It's been that long, and you just want me to run up in you raw? That makes no sense to me. I couldn't do it, man. And so,
bruh, something that don't make sense to me. And I'm gonna use some general time frames because I can't cover every situation. We're always talking about the norm.
Yeah. So check it out. Hold on. So check it out. So I put just in case anybody's wondering why this fool got shades on and he's sitting in the house. The reason why is because the camera is right here. But in order for me to see the screen, I got to look over here. And so now I keep looking at it like, man, this does not look right. So if I put my shades on, just let you know. So now I'm really looking like I'm looking at you, but I'm really looking at the computer screen over here. So continue on. I'm not trying to be cool. It makes me look crazy when I'm looking like this right here, and my eyes doing all that. Now yours is perfect. Like yours is right on.
Yep.
But yeah, so you did that. So I'm saying, so that's why I got my shades on. But anyway, y'all go ahead.
It's all good. It's all good.
Talk to me.
I straight up. I had somebody hit me with the well, I didn't try to get her pregnant.
You didn't try not to?
I said, did you use some form of recognized protection to prevent a pregnancy? Well, no. Okay. Then by default, you were trying to get her pregnant. Every 28 days, again, different for some people, but every 28 days, the female body is trying to reproduce from the onset of menses until you are talking 30 for some people, up until age 50, 52 years later when you hit menopause.
Yeah.
Every month, the female body is trying to get pregnant as a norm. Bruh, don't give me this, I wasn't trying to get her pregnant. That's on you.
Yeah.
You risked it, you rolled the dice, and you got caught. So, welcome to fatherhood.
Talk to me.
Stay around and water your seed. You made a seed, stay around and water it.
Talk to me. And if you water it, it will grow. It's going to grow regardless, but it will grow if you water it. I can dig that.
I want to wrap this up with a video that I saw, and this is where we're talking about realistic dating standards.
Talk to me.
I'm about to invoke a name that pulls up a lot of hurt feelings, a lot of sad anger, whatever you want to call it. But R.I.P. Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels. The GOAT, the Godfather. He faced so much vitriol. He got read diatribes left and right by women. And one of the main issues was weight. Let me put this out there. For those who know me, I'm OG chubby chaser. I was looking at the thick girls back in, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, like, yeah, little skinny girls, that wasn't my thing. I ain't never, I don't discriminate, but if I got a preference, I like them thicker than peanut butter. I like some of them thicker than Canadian peanut butter that's stored outside. But I watched a dating interview where this girl talked about she wanted a man who was in shape because she was in shape. Go for it.
Time out. Can't hear you. Lost you. You're doing good. I can't hear you.
Uh-oh.
There you go. I don't know what happened, but I heard thicker than peanut butter, and then you was gone. But come back.
I'm OG chubby chaser. I like a thick woman. A woman's size don't matter to me. If I like her, I like her. She ain't got to have no Coke bottle figure. She can have a Gatorade bottle figure. She can look like a bell pepper. She could have an upside down bell pepper. Them little bitty skinny legs, but the big body on top of the legs, that don't matter to me. But for some people, that's important. Everybody has their preferences.
Oh, shit.
Bruh.
Upside down bell pepper. I done heard it all.
But remember, the whole point of this conversation is to talk about realistic self-assessment. I'm going to show y'all this video of this girl, and I'm going to fast forward through a part of it, but I'm going to let you hear where she talks about, she works out and what type of man she wants. And then she talks about how she's proportioned properly, and she does this whole body picture so you can see her, and she proudly turns around like she don't have an extra 120 pounds hanging off of her body. Again, the weight is not a problem for me, but for her to talk like she was talking, We're not talking about confidence in who you are, but her words were not matching. Let me run this for you real quick.
Run that.
WW, you ready? Show me the room.
Shout out to Kendra G doing her thing.
WW, I can't see your face. Zakia, show me the room.
Hello.
Turn your music off. Are you driving?
No, I'm in the passenger seat.
This the best light you have?
Yeah, unfortunately. No.
Okay.
Okay.
You can look at her face and
What's
tell
your
she's
name,
not a
baby?
small girl.
Zakia.
Zakia,
You
where
can look
calling
at her
from?
chest and tell she's not a small
Covington,
girl.
Georgia.
Make no mistake.
Covington, Georgia.
I'd hit it. I'd date
how old are
it.
you?
I'd marry her.
32.
I love her hair.
32. What do you do for a living?
Hair's banging.
Human resource
She got a pretty
specialist.
face.
Good pretty
Human
face.
resource specialist. You have any
Nice
kids?
titties.
No, ma'am.
You can see the
No
whole
kids.
chest.
What's your
Yeah, like
zodiac
all that.
sign?
A Taurus.
But catch this before I
You
fast
ever
forward.
married?
Catch this.
I
Once.
don't like
When'd you get
Taurus.
divorced?
2018.
Okay.
No kids.
So we got Zakia, lives in Covington, Georgia. 32 Taurus, human resource specialist. No kids, divorced. What kind of man you looking for, girl?
Nobody toxic. This is my second time on your show.
Oh, you have an update from the first time?
The first time I dated a couple of your highlights. One of them, he was putting on airs. Like, he didn't have as much as he was putting on. Like, he was showing his penthouse, and apparently it was rented.
Bruh, let's pause there for a minute. Outside of what we talking about, but she tripping on a guy because he had a rented penthouse. If you pay a mortgage on a house, you don't own the house. You are renting the house from the bank every goddamn month.
Yeah.
If you make a car payment, you are renting your car. So for her to shit on a guy because he's got a rented penthouse, like, he was, over flexing, that's just normal life. But
And the other one, he was very toxic. It could have gotten to the point of abusiveness, but I cut it short, so that's a no-go. I don't want nobody abusive. I don't want no smokers. Cigarette smokers, weed smokers is dead. I don't want no homosexuals. Somebody is trying to leech off of me. That's why I'm divorced.
I ain't mad at her.
Nobody with multiple kids. Talking about 4 to 5 with 4 different baby mamas.
I ain't mad at
Like,
her.
that's too much. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, child, you came in hot. So you kind of did a lot of your deal breakers. That was what you wanted. Do you have any more deal breakers?
Nobody that's aggressive as far as like sexual. It needs to be chemistry. Like, don't be forcing me or trying to force me to sleep with you. If it happens, it happens, but that's not gonna happen right off the bat. Somebody that's, well put together, has goals, educated. I would prefer somebody with no kids, but one is fine. That's maybe a little bit older. I'll see how it goes.
All
but
good.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, she ain't said nothing
Okay.
that I ain't feeling.
Should he
I
look a
ain't
certain
bugging on.
way?
Yeah, she good.
I guess what's the average height for a man? Like 5'7" is fine, and up. I guess
She
it
don't
really
even
doesn't matter
want a
about the
6 foot
height.
man.
No, that's too high. I'm okay. I'm realistic, so height doesn't matter. I'm not really picky on like color, but I prefer dark skin. But if it happens to be brown or light, I'm okay with that.
Boom.
I like bald. That's my type.
But here you go.
But
Like
if
what?
it's bald guys.
Okay.
Here's where it
But
goes
if
left.
they're not that, I'm cool with that too. So maybe somebody that's in shape because I work out.
Okay.
You caught that, right? Somebody who's in shape because I work out.
Okay.
Now, when she said that, I had to rewind to make the first time I watched it, I had to make sure because I'm looking at her face and I'm thinking, yeah, make no mistake, you look good. And I'm looking at your chest and your shoulders.
And her nose.
I
That
don't
chubby
know if
nose.
you qualify for the statement in shape. Now, you can say that's what you want, and that's fine. Even if you're not in shape, you could be shaped like an upside down bell pepper and
Not
say,
an
I
upside
want a
down
skinny
bell
man
pepper.
or I want a man in shape.
He said an upside down bell pepper.
No problem. But here's where this shit goes wrong.
Oh shit, no.
Okay with that. I like bald. That's my type.
We can see
She getting out the car for the Kendra
that
cam.
booty getting out
You
the
see all that
car.
ass?
You need to get out the car.
Yeah, that was
Hey y'all,
quite a
how y'all
bit.
doing?
Hey, girl.
Her friend got a nice
Yeah,
body.
Yeah, I was like, now her friend wrong for letting her do this. She is not a friend.
We
She
can't
is
see.
not a
Can we
friend.
see her? We need the
Look at
light.
this.
So go behind her so she's like,
that way.
go where we can see you in the light. Get in front of the headlights of the car. Okay. We can see that shape. All right. We see you, boo.
You see that huge ass
Big
on
booty
her?
girl.
That big stomach on her?
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
And I ain't mad
Zakia,
at
and
when
she
was
prob-
the last
she
not mad
probably-
at it.
relationship?
She probably got
My
a
last
boyfriend
serious
on.
relationship was 2 years ago.
But this is where she goes
Okay,
wrong
you don't
with
have
it.
to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When was the last time you was intimate with someone?
Oh, I'm not gonna say.
Okay. 3 flaws you have to work on.
She said she's not gonna say.
Let's see. Work on my patience. What's it called? My patience is a big one, and I guess my attitude sometimes, and procrastination.
We need the light. Keep the light in your way, in your face.
Okay.
And why would a guy be lucky to be with you, sweetie?
Hold on, I'm sorry. Open the door. I'm sorry. I'm consistent, loyal. I'm ambitious. When I want something, I go for it.
Sound like a great catch.
Yeah, like I'm respectful. I know how to keep a house. Got my own house, so I know how to keep it clean.
Should the guy be in Georgia?
No, he doesn't have to be.
All right. Well, here she is. She's on the Kendra G Singles dating app. Her name is spelled just like it is at the below parts.
Oh,
Here's her photos.
I do got one question.
Yes.
So when you,
Where you at, babe?
I'm sorry.
Got a
When we
picture
on
of
the
her in the
app-
gym working
when
out.
we
Cool.
on the
We can
app,
go to the gym
It
together.
doesn't have like an option for like messaging the person.
Well, the
Or-
person has to like you back. So once you match with them, then you can chat.
But
So
you
it
don't
has
have
to
the
be a
option.
match.
You won't have the option to like them though when you search them.
Well, they might not, they might have preferences. So what's happening is y'all wanted everything to be set to your preferences. So like right now, you're only looking for men, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is why I don't see your heart or your star, because I'm a woman and I'm not your preference. So what happens is if you go to a guy's profile and you don't see the heart or the star for whatever reason, you're not falling in his preferences. It could be distance, it could be age. So the way it works is you can only heart or star a person if they match the preferences that you set forward.
Okay.
Okay?
So this is my name on your app.
Yeah, I
and
know.
on
This is her name
Facebook.
right here. So for the people this is her name right here. And she does work out. This is a workout picture. This is a workout picture.
Look good to me.
Okay. So for the guys that like her and fit into her category, that's her name. And you would go and you would push the heart or you would push the star. So for those that know, yes, that was something that if the app is set on your preferences. So that's why when you do your preferences, you know, I tell people to keep the distance pretty wide, and we about to add height and weight, and that's gonna trickle it down even further. These are the things y'all said y'all wanted, so I'm gonna give y'all what y'all want. I personally think it's gonna make the pool even smaller and smaller and smaller.
Women want the height so they can see how tall a man is.
Yeah.
But equally, the men want to see the weight on there. And
Yeah.
they ain't gonna like that one.
Nah.
For y'all, but y'all want to have very concrete preferences requests. So this is what happens. So if you're searching the app and you see a guy and you can't heart him or you can't star him, it's because you're not in his preferences for whatever reason.
Well, for people that know, my height is 5'5" and I'm 260, baby. So you can't handle that, then you know. But I am proportional, as you can see, and I do work out. It's maintaining. It ain't losing a lot, but that's just who it is. That's what I got. So
Bruh.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah. Yeah.
This interview was going so well. I'm not interested in her. Make no mistake. I'm happy. I ain't trying to holler. But if I was single, so far, with the exception of that one comment, I'd have let that go. I would have hit her up. But when she talked about I'm proportional, you are 5'5", and by your own admission, 260 pounds. Again, OG Chubby Chaser here. The 260 pounds ain't the issue.
Yeah.
You got the nerve to say you wanted a guy in shape and you are proportional. Ain't nothing about 260 pounds hanging on a 5'5" frame proportional. When she got out the car, you saw this big, wide set of hips and wide ass get out. What was the old song? Donkey butt? She got a big ass donkey butt there. Make no mistake. For me, that's just motor smack.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
goddamn, the lack of realistic self-assessment. She was straight in every other area, but to say that I'm proportional, no, the fuck you ain't.
Yeah, she said she work out, and this may be true. But
I ain't got no problem with that.
But she said she ain't losing. Said she maintaining, but maintaining, like, what are you maintaining? You in other words, it ain't working. I mean, it ain't working.
Okay, and from a man's perspective, women don't like when we had this conversation, but from a man's perspective, in theory, if she's young enough to have children, if I marry her, some man marries her, and now they gonna have 3 kids, that 260 is easily gonna be 300 pounds.
Oh yeah, yeah, and you're gonna probably stop moving around as much. You know,
words of affirmation. Back to words of affirmation from before. Yeah, baby, I like the way you look. But don't ever tell nobody I'm proportional, because you not. I will give you words of affirmation. Bring that fupa here, girl.
Now, oh, so now I'm sitting there thinking about, I'm trying to figure this out, but like, she said she work out, so her dude got to work out. I can understand that maybe if she got a dude that work out and he can help motivate her, you know, words of affirmation, you know, maybe that's what it is. She need a gym partner.
Accountability partner. I ain't mad about that.
Yeah, that makes sense. But to say it like, you know, like because I work out, like, she had, it was not, that comment wasn't necessary. That's really what it, like everything you said, she was good up until she started talking about the weight part. It's like, you know, if you good with your weight, then you good with your weight. You know,
be good with it.
Yeah, be happy with who you are and what you are. That's a wonderful thing. But I can tell that she was trying to cover up some self-esteem issues. And then you look at her homegirl, who was everything. Well, I don't know who. Well, her homegirl looked right. You know,
she looked right. The physical appearance.
Right. I mean, she didn't say nothing, so I don't know what her mental like. But yeah, her homegirl looked right, and her homegirl she's probably fronting for her homegirl, man. I mean,
Hold on. But here go the problem.
She sounds like she got low self-esteem.
The sister code will not allow another woman to go, girl, please stop telling people you're proportional. Your BMI is, 40%. You are in the morbidly obese category. The sister code won't allow her to have that conversation with her and be real with her. This is why they hated Kevin Samuels. Women would get on his show talking about, I'm thick. And he would just say, no, you're obese.
Yeah.
And they would get defensive and they would fight back and they would push back. And he would go, okay, you are 5'5". Here's a BMI calculator. And he would open up the BMI calculator and do it with them. Here's your height. Here's your weight. Here's your BMI. Well, it's all in the right place. No, just because you like where the fat fell.
Yeah.
You're obese.
Yeah.
If a man got on that show and he was 5'5" and 260 pounds, and he said, I work out, and he had a picture on his profile of him in the gym, and if he said it's all proportional, No one would cut him
Nah.
any slack.
Nah. Yeah. Nah. That picture don't mean nothing. You know, what's your diet like? You know, I'm looking at her and I'm like, well, it got to be more to it. Like, what's your diet like? You in the gym? What's your diet like? What are you eating? If it's, you're not losing weight, and she said out of with her own admission, you're not losing weight, you're maintaining, but you're maintaining what? Obesity? You're maintaining facts, don't care about your feelings, facts. You're maintaining obesity. Like, come on, man. And, I don't know, man. I don't understand why these people get on these shows and even have these conversations because 9 times out of 10, they making themselves look bad, man. I don't understand.
Right.
I don't understand. What? So how did it end up going?
The interview, you saw the crux of it. It was, good mental, pretty face, nice hair. She wasn't asking for anything outlandish.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't saying a man got to make $500,000. I got another video of a woman who literally is deformed based on medical standards. She has a physical deformity, and she said a man has to make $500,000 a year.
What, to take care of her medical bills?
Thinking, bruh.
To take care of her medical bills, maybe.
It's all about realistic. If a man gets lucky enough, if I got lucky enough to one day have sex with a supermodel, I am under no delusion that I now qualify for other supermodels. I got lucky one time, and I'm gonna tell that story and be like, man, you ain't gonna believe what happened to me this one time.
So you don't qualify.
Yeah, I know I don't qualify for another supermodel. I just got lucky. The stars and the moon aligned and the unicorns were all lined up on my side, and I got lucky and got to hit a supermodel.
All right.
But just because men lack dick discipline and somebody will stick their dick in her, and when I say her, I'm referring to some women, just because a man will stick their dick in you, you now think you qualify to marry those men. You don't.
Nah.
Those men will fuck you. They will take you to Ruth Chris, get you a good steak. They'll take you to Perry's to get that super thick pork chop. They gonna take you, away for the weekend, blow your back out, spank them cheeks, all that stuff. But they ain't trying to marry you. That sister, she was in a whole different category. She had no kids. She looked good. She was a good catch. But, when you 5 for 5, 5 kids, 5 men, or like that one video you and I was looking at earlier, 6 kids by 5 men, and you 30, years old, you ain't got a lot of options.
Nah. Right. That's funny.
What you got for us for final thoughts?
Final thoughts. We equal, man. Your pussy is no more important than my dick. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, when y'all fellas out here, when y'all got these women and they feel like they gonna make you wait, that's okay. That's their right. That's their prerogative. But in the process of you waiting, then it's okay to make them wait as well.
Yep.
I don't care if you're making them wait with the dates, how many dates you're taking them out on, going into your wallet. I don't care if you're making them wait on how much quality time you choose to exert on them. And I don't care if you choose to wait on when you give them some dick. If it's a waiting game, it's a waiting game. But all I'm saying is it needs to be some form of reciprocity going on, because at the end of the day, you got to treat your dick like a pussy. The same way they take that pussy and put it on this high level, on this high pedestal, you should do the same thing with your dick. You know, because they
I
a
think
lot of
just
times,
as important.
yeah, a lot of times I think females have a tendency of wanting to make you think when it comes to the sexual piece, the physical touch piece, which is most men's love language, because most men don't care about those other four. They do, but the main one that most men care about, most men, I'm saying, because I can't speak in totality for all men, but most men, they care more about their physical touch piece. So if they're making you wait, it's okay to make them wait, but don't be out here simping and being a sucker and letting these women make you think that you have to do all these things just to get the pussy, because they want the dick just as bad as you want the pussy, but they're gonna put it on you. Oh, it just happened. I didn't know. I don't know how you got me sucking your dick. You wanted to suck it, because one thing we know is it ain't gonna suck itself. You know what I'm
It
saying?
ain't gonna
So
suck itself.
you wanted to suck it, but a lot of women are gonna make you feel like they didn't want it, but they did it for you. They wanted to, so it's okay to make them wait, just like they make you wait. And as far as they easing in shit, if they feel that you get to ease in or they get to ease in, then you can ease in too. Choose your battles.
Choose your
Peace and,
battles.
peace and power. This the Bishop, and I'm out.
This shit, I'm out. No thanks, don't mind me. I'ma just grab myself and leave. Excuse me.